What's happening, everybody? It's Sabi the CTO. I'm back and I'm taking over on a brand new and explosive episode of The Purple Couch. Welcome to the show. On this episode, we're celebrating in Imvelaphi Yethu. Yes, we are celebrating Heritage Month. Every single year, on the 24th of September, we celebrate South Africa's Rainbow Nation. We've got more than 10 official languages, and we are all just so different. And this is the one day where we all come together to celebrate our differences, but also our similarities, and that's what makes us a Rainbow Nation. We are live across all our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It is at Love Life NGO, hashtag The Purple Couch. A big shout out to our funders, which are, of course, the National Department of Health and the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. We are also live on www.bwisehealth.com, and on their social media, it is at bwisehealth. Enough with the chit chat, let's get into this explosive episode. Welcome to The Purple Couch. Welcome back. You are still tuned into The Purple Couch. Remember that we are live across every social media platform. That's Facebook, Twitter, and of course Instagram. It is at Love Life NGO, hashtag The Purple Couch. Now, as you know, that Love Life thrives in improving the lives of youth in South Africa. And we saw this with our Born Free dialogues, which saw us breaking the barrier between parents and the youth in discussing the challenges that they face on a day-to-day basis. Now, we continue to do so with our brand new feature on The Purple Couch. It's called Parent on the Couch, which see parents and the youth sitting down and having dialogues about the challenges that they face. I had a conversation with our CEO, who goes by the name of Patrick Kulati, about this brand new feature, and this is what he had to say. And you're still tuned into The Purple Couch right here on our YouTube channel. Remember that you can catch up with us across all our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, and of course Instagram. It is at Love Life NGO, hashtag The Purple Couch. And I'm so honored to be hanging out with our Love Life CEO. How are you doing this afternoon, sir?
Tito, I'm doing all right. I'm so happy to join you today. Been looking forward to this.
I'm excited to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. So am I.
Especially on our brand new segment. It's called Parents on the Couch. Let's talk about Parents on the Couch. Being a parent in 2023 is very challenging, and navigating your way is not easy because kids, are being challenged by so many things. Why a segment like this?
Tito, I just want to say I'm so excited about this new platform and this new segment that we're introducing. For the very same reasons that you have outlined, the challenges that face young people, but also the challenges that face us as parents of young people, and the interaction between those. So basically, as Love Life, we advocate for a complete youth health. We recognize that in order for the future of South Africa to be healthy, young people must ensure that they're healthy. But in the process, there are so many things that need to be talked about between parents and young people. So this parent program seeks to position parents as important stakeholders in our model and in the lives of their children. It also highlights the importance of the relationship, the communication, the cooperation and collaboration between parents and young people, because parents have a direct influence on their young people. But unfortunately, as you said, times have moved on. So as parents, we do not have all the knowledge in terms of what issues young people are facing at one point or the other. And therefore, we'd like to feature parents and young people together in this program so that we can talk about issues, we can understand each other, so that we can address the issues that face young people.
Now, as a parent, like I said, parenting has changed over the years. It's not just, kids looking to their parents for knowledge. It's also parents looking to their kids for knowledge. With a segment like this, what can be achieved, or rather, shall I say, what does Love Life want to achieve with a segment like this?
With this segment, we want to unpack some of the complex issues that exist between parents and young ones. We want them to unpack those issues, to deal with them directly, and not to shy away from them. We We understand as Love Life that a healthy relationship between parents and young people is a winning formula in order to power their future and to improve their relationship. So what we are hoping to achieve here, we want to facilitate that open and healthy relationship and communication between parents and young people, and to discuss the difficult issues.
On that note, this segment is called Parents on the Couch. Who is invited to partake in a segment like this? Is it only parents? Is it parents and their children? Is it just children? Is it guardians that are looking after, say, maybe their cousins' kids or their younger siblings' kids? Who is invited to partake in a segment like this?
All the categories of people that you just mentioned, all of them are important.
Yes.
Because sometimes, sometimes a young person or a child does not have biological parents for one or other reason. Sometimes they stay with a guardian. Maybe they've moved from somewhere in the rural areas, they're now in the city. So all of those people, guardians, parents, young people, are going to be part of this program that we want to feature them so that we can hear directly what they have to say in this program.
On that note, I may add that it's also the community at large, because as we know, that the community plays a huge role in the upbringing of a child, the values that one may learn, respect. You're able to practice that through your neighbor and some of the people that you have around in your community. And as we move forward with the interview, how can parents and their kids and the young people in their life get involved if they want to be on Parents on the Couch, on the Purple Couch?
Firstly, I'd like to invite parents to stick closer to our social media platforms and website so that they can know the different handles and how they can get involved. In that way, they can then approach us through the number. They can even send us a please call me number, if they want us to talk to them about maybe participating in the program, but also if they want to ask any question. So I'll give them the number. The number is 083 323 1023. Our website is www.lovelife.org.za. We want parents to please reach out to us. We'd appreciate that.
Oh, wow. And on that note, before I let you go, what are some of the things that these parents, these guardians, these children, and these young people can look forward to on this segment?
Okay, you mentioned earlier on the importance of the stakeholders like communities and others. We are going to bring a parent or parent and their child, but also experts in whatever field. It could be, suicide. It could be parental issues. It could be teenage pregnancies. It could be sexual health. It could be mental health. We're going to bring experts, people that are trained to understand these issues, to come and address those issues in the present and together with parents and young people. Every episode is going to have a case study or two, where we're going to be looking at a particular case study of what happened, maybe through our social media platforms. And these will be very interesting when we present the case studies that need that particular issue to be resolved. So it's going to be exciting. I'd like to invite people to come.
It's definitely going to be exciting. That is, of course, our brand new segment on the Purple Couch. It is called Parents on the Couch, which aims to bridge the gap between parents and the young people in their lives. And I think also what's really dope that you mentioned mental health. We have a lot of parents that don't know how to navigate or even assist their kids who may be, struggling with mental health challenges, depressions, anxiety, and all of that. So Parents on the Couch, I think it's definitely going to be breaking boundaries, but also, I think also just building new relationships and new ways for parents to communicate and to just exchange love with their kids. Mr. CEO, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us. I am so excited, and I think I'm also just honored to be a part of a brand that continuously aims to rebuild communities and help parents understand their kids, because I think there's just this notion of young people growing up and not having any direction because maybe they're wild, but nobody's actually taken the time to create segments and platforms like this where parents can sit down with their kids and help them understand why do you do the things that you do, you know?
Definitely. As a parent myself of young people at this
Yeah.
age that we're talking about, I'm looking forward to learning from here. It's not that we are all experts. We have issues, all of us have issues, so we can learn from one another, both experts, young people, parents, guardians. So we have to learn. It's a learning platform that we're creating here.
Sure. Have an amazing day, and I cannot wait for the first installment of our Parents on the Couch.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your day as well.
You too. That is, of course, our CEO, right here at Love Life NGO. We are going to take a quick break, but don't forget that we are live across every social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, and of course, Instagram. The hashtag to use is hashtag the Purple Couch. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, so much more. Welcome back to the Purple Couch. It's time for us to get into Spot the Trend. This is where we take a look at some of the biggest trending topics that went down in the previous month. Our first Spot the Trend is the 15th BRICS Summit, which went down in Johannesburg, South Africa. This is, of course, BRICS. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And this is where all those countries' major heads of states come together to discuss collaboration and cooperation. Let's not forget that these are the major emerging economies right now. Some of the major topics that came out from this summit was a possible BRICS currency and the addition of new countries to BRICS in 2024. What are your thoughts on this? We are live across every social media platform. That's Facebook, Twitter, and of course Instagram. It is at LoveLifeNGO, hashtag the Purple Couch. Our second Spot the Trend is the Senzo Meyiwa trial, which is back and in action. And let me tell you something. I am so disappointed in our justice system because, I mean, it's taken them this long for them to give, number one, Senzo Meyiwa's family, you know, justice, and for them to actually find the people that are behind the murder of this talented man who South Africa loved. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that justice will be served? We are live across every social media platform. Like I said, the hashtag to use is hashtag the Purple Couch. Also trending was, of course, stage 6 load shedding. Everybody in the country was complaining. Twitter was mad because we did not have electricity for a while. But thank God to the BRICS Summit, which saw China committing to helping us with our electricity crisis. Do you think that they'll come through to the party? Let me know across all our social media platforms. And finally, our last Spot the Trend is one that is very, very sad. Political icon and one man who I know the Zulu Nation absolutely love is, of course, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, who has unfortunately left us. Our heartfelt condolences go out to him, his family, and the Zulu Nation. And you're still tuning into the Purple Couch. It's time for us to get into our exclusive interview. In July, I had the pleasure of being invited by a dynamic visual artist. He goes by the name of Justice Mukheli. He invited us to his studio. We got to sit down and chat about art, philanthropy, and so much more. This is what happened. And we're back and still taking over. This is the Purple Couch, and we are celebrating Mandela Month, and we are at 44 Stanley, where art meets life. And I'm so excited to be sitting down with Justice, who is an incredible artist, and we're going to be going into his world of art, paint, color, and everything that has to do with art. Very warm welcome to the show, Justice. It's very nice to have you here.
Thank you. Nice to have you in my studio.
Yeah. Now, last month, we were in the studio, but in another part of the studio. In this new month, we're here with you. For our viewers at home who may not know you, introduce yourself and some of the work that you do.
My name is Justice, as you said. I'm a film director, photographer, and painter. I'm an all-round artist and activist for a lot of things, like, you know, being a man in our generation now, and ADHD and a lot of other things. So yeah, that's me.
And of all of these things that you do, how would you say, or maybe let me say, what was your first love, and how did that first love come to you? Because it's all creativity.
Yeah.
So how do you then differentiate? Ukuthi, okay, this is where I started. This is what I started with.
Yeah, I think my first memory of art was I was listening to jazz with my dad and my brother, and we were sitting besides each other or next to each other. And my dad drew my brother and I sitting next to him, and I saw that as a 6-year-old or 5-year-old or 7, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And I thought, damn, that's amazing. That's me and my dad and my brother, which means I can do it. And then I started being an artist there, and all my other artistic mediums followed thereafter.
And where was this all happening? And how would you say that place has inspired the work that you do now?
I mean, I was born in Soweto. It was in Soweto, specifically Chiawero. Some call it Shawela. Yeah. Then, but we moved from there and we went to Pimville, and that's where my brother and I, or maybe more me, actualized my artistic interest, and pursued it, and I got into all sorts of art like drawing, sketching, graffiti, painting, music, sculpting. If it's art, I was into it. So, yeah.
I asked your brother this the last time, and I'm gonna ask you. You know how you're in class, and maybe you're in arts and culture, and you're just drawing, right? Yeah. For you, at what age or at what grade did you see that everyone else is just drawing, but for me, this is actually going somewhere. This is going to build me, and I'm going to one day be a celebrated artist?
Sure. Not when I was young.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was just doing art. I did not know that art could be a career when I was young. And I was just doing it because it's my thing and I love it. And, I did not understand how to monetize it. Then I got a bit older and we got into graffiti, and that introduced us to design and advertising. Then that's when I realized that, okay, my passion can become a career I can pursue. But when I was young, I was just doing it as my thing that I love, and I enjoyed it,
So what did you think you'd grow up and become?
To be honest, like many young people, I was confused. My brother and I were very entrepreneurial. So when we got to the age where we were conscious enough to understand that you need to pick a career to make a living, at that time we were doing programming and working on computers and stuff. So we thought that was gonna be our career path. So then we pursued it, and we started a computer business, programming, and even as small as fixing people's computers in the neighborhood and selling programs, and
So you guys were selling like Fruity Loops and
all the things, but more maintaining and servicing computers.
Sure.
That's what we did.
And where did the shift then happen? Where
we were doing that alongside a lot of things. So my brother and I have ADHD, and the blessing of ADHD is you are so into so many things.
Yeah.
And we were skating, we were doing graffiti, we were painting, we were sketching.
In his words, he said you guys were the coolest people ever. You guys were always doing cool things.
For us, we were cool, but where we were, they thought we were weird. But for my brother and I, we thought, damn, bro, we're cool. But I know not everyone received us that way, because where we were or where we grew up, what we were was not understood. Yeah, but for sure, we were cool.
Yeah.
For ourselves.
For you guys being cool yourselves, at that age, who were some of the people that you looked up to, and who you thought maybe resonated with you and looked as cool as you guys were?
Along our journey with programming and building and servicing computers, that allowed us to meet people, and we met people that were similar to us. Then we met this guy called Mzwandile Buthelezi. He was a designer, he's an artist, he's incredible, and yeah, he was someone we aspired to be, because he worked in advertising, he was a pro skater, he was doing graffiti at the highest level, and his designs and illustrations were amazing. Then his friends, Mxolisi. Then we met also another childhood friend, Osmic, who is amazing now to date. I mean, all these guys are still amazing. So through those three guys we met, guys that we looked up to that became friends and mentors.
Yeah.
Then also we had a graffiti crew and skate crew with our friends in our neighborhood, which was Nico, Tembani, and why am I? So his other one is Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mo, yes. So yeah, we were a crew that was cool. Yeah, you're taking me back. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the work that we see now and the work that you're producing now. What stories are you telling in your art? And who are these people? That's the same question I asked your brother. Who are these people? Do you guys just like get a canvas and just freehand draw whatever comes to your mind? But who are these people and what stories are you telling through your art?
I'll start with the first one. What is the story behind my art? So currently now in my life, I'm exploring two themes intimately, which is masculinity and what it would look like to me if it wasn't influenced by the society I grew up under. Like my dad's views on how I should be a man.
Yeah.
My mom's views, and you know that, and also that theme is also accompanied by looking at spirituality for myself without the notions and influences I grew up with, So yeah, my work really explores that, and I think it's important for me being in this generation and the blessing of our generation that we can step back and ask ourselves those questions intimately and be uncomfortable with it, because I'm in between generations. I'm a generation that was super conservative. Then still in my generation we broke into the generation that is more allowing of how we should be or our difference. And I think it's important for me, being a heterosexual man, to put myself in that space where I ask myself, would I be heterosexual if my dad didn't say, "Mina umntanam can't be gay"? So my work looks at that so much, and I think it's so important for me to look at it for myself and find the uncomfortable or beautiful answers at the other side,
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, let me ask you about the colors then that you use in your art. Do they influence that idea that you're telling in your stories and in the art right now?
Yeah, very much.
Because you know how blue is for boys, pink is for girls.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. I grew up in a home. Fortunately, my aunts and uncles and cousins and other people were a beautifully mixed bunch. But in my group of kids, there were more girls than boys. And how we were treated and expected to be was different to how our girl cousins were treated.
Yeah.
And our colors that were chosen for us were blue or black, and the girls can go for pink and yellows and the beautiful colors that are happier, and I thought it's important to explore that and bring those two worlds to cancel each other.
Yeah. Now, I cannot leave the studio without asking you about the work that we see behind the blue and the pink that we're talking about. Maybe do you want to kind of elaborate a little bit more about these art? Maybe let's specifically talk about this one.
I mean, yeah, these works for me, again, I further conversation with myself around what soft masculinity can look like. Sometimes I find, this one is a friend of mine that I got to work with when I was making a commercial, and we became friends, and he's got an amazing, beautiful look with a strong physique. And I asked him if I can photograph him and use him as a reference for an artwork that I'll create. And the artwork, again, is further speaking about our strength, or my strength, and that the strength that is innate in my strength does not have to be one that is obviously toxic. You can be strong and soft. You can be, the most amazing thing I found in my journey is leaning into my feminine side. And these works are an attempt to do that. And my feminine side is so strong. Vulnerability is incredible.
Yeah.
And we are so scared of it, until you find it and you see how empowering it is.
And, at home, there are probably young artists or people who want to do the work that you do now. What would be your advice, being as you were once at the place that they were at, just trying to get started? For you, what would be your advice to them?
Sure, I've got a few points. I think being an artist is very challenging, I think everywhere. So the thing that has worked for me is finding the balance between, or compromise, where I have a job that gives me a base and allows me to pursue my art without the pressure of wanting my work to sell so that I can live. Because when I create my work with pressure to sell, it changes my relationship with it. It changes the intention, and the experience. Because now I'm creating work so that they must buy it, rather than creating work for me and go on a journey with the work, and it all comes from a place that is mine. Is there a different view of looking at that? Yes. But what I'm sharing is what works for me.
Yeah.
Because art is so important to me. I want to protect that relationship I have with my work. Then the next thing, a lot of people worry a lot about gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is here. You are your own biggest gatekeeper, because when you think people are closing doors on you, probably they didn't even think about you. They didn't even...
don't even know you.
Yes. So pursue your opportunities, wait your turn, do your best, invest all of your time in trying to understand how the industry works, so that when you are doing the work, you are doing the work directed at the right direction. Because hard work without direction, you can come a long way and go the wrong way. So I think that's the most important thing I'd like to share with other artists, young or old, that really do your best in trying to understand how the industry works and find your position. Then do all the hard work, at least knowing that it's directed at where you want to go. Because hard work without direction, pointless.
For you as an artist, as Justice, how do you give back through your art or through the work that you do?
Yeah, I mean, in some ways it's literal, in some ways it's not. I have mentees.
Mentees.
I have a lot of mentees, and some have access to my studio. Some, my give back is in the form of giving them art materials, and some is conversation. Some form of give back is I'm always open to anyone who wants help or has got a question. You can send me a DM. Rest assured I will answer you. My give back is I open my space up for those that are my mentees, and they can come work here, they can come use the space. I'm a person.
How do you identify a mentee?
Someone that is as hungry as me. Because some people just want to be cool. They look at my brother and I and think that we are cool, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
And cool is so useless. The coolest thing is work, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how you identify a mentee.
Yeah, if you are hungry, I've got time for you.
Sure. And where can people get a hold of you? Number one, if they want to follow you and see your work. Number two, if they want to actually buy the work.
Yeah. So I've got Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. If you search my name, Justice Mukheli, you'll find me on all the platforms. I share mostly on Instagram. That's where I'm more active. If you'd like to buy my work, you can go onto my Instagram bio. I've got my gallery representation email address on there. So you can email them and request work, or you can email me directly, or you can send me a DM. Then I can connect you with the right channel to acquire the work if you are keen to get the work.
Sure. A big thank you to you for opening your doors to us and for us having this conversation. I thought I was just here to have a conversation about art, but we've explored so many things that are affecting young people in this society that we're now living in. And follow him, buy the work, buy the work. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, so much more. And we're back, and we're still taking over right here on the Purple Couch. We are still celebrating Heritage Month. We are live across every social media platform. That's Facebook, Twitter, and of course Instagram. It is at LoveLiveNGO, hashtag the Purple Couch. It's time for us to get into a sports segment. This is just an update on some of the biggest trending topics in sports. Our first story is, of course, the 2023 Netball World Cup, which went down in Cape Town, South Africa. Big shout out to our Spa Portier ladies that represented and dominated, but it was Australia that walked away with the World Cup. A huge congratulations to the ladies, and we'll see you at the next World Cup. Our second story is, of course, the RWC Rugby World Cup, which is currently going down in Paris, France, and our boys are absolutely dominating. They've been winning and scoring goal after goal, and I think they might defend it once again. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know. We are live across every social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It is at LoveLiveNGO. The hashtag to use is hashtag the Purple Couch, so I can find those tweets. We wrap up our sports update with the Indigenous Games Festival, which is going down from the 24th to the 29th of September in KZN, KwaZulu-Natal. And this is where we see different teams competing in different Indigenous games like Digeto, Morabaraba, and many other Indigenous games. Good luck to all the teams competing, and this is where we wrap up our sports updates. And we've come to the end of this explosive episode of The Purple Couch. A happy Heritage Month to you that's tuning into the show. Another happy birthday shout out to Love Life NGO that's celebrating 24 years. September is the month that Love Life was birthed to South Africa in 1999, and since then they've been dominating and doing incredible things. May the brand continue to grow and touch and impact as many lives as possible. A big shout out to our funders, which are of course the National Department of Health and the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, for making it all possible. The show may come to an end, but the conversation definitely does continue across all our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It is at LoveLiveNGO, hashtag the Purple Couch. I'm Tamina ZZO, and this has been an explosive episode of the Purple Couch. Until the next episode, keep taking over. Bye, guys.